Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It is of course Wednesday, December 30th, 2020. Almost the end of the year, guys, and here we are, flying high around the $28,000 mark. Overnight we did tap new all-time highs, edged out the 28.4-ish high from earlier this week. Excuse me, 28,617 was roughly the high reached overnight. Things are looking mighty good here in Bitcoin land. Other cryptos, if we take a quick look over here at Crypto Bubbles, also performing relatively well. Let me just align a little something on screen here. I do see, definitely tell it's kind of alt season when there's a random pump and dumps of some no-name, low liquidity coins like this Basil share or Basis share here. Seems that
good old Basil share.
Yeah, Basil share.
What does it all mean, Basil?
But I do see Rune token up 24% today, Theta up another 12%, Sushi 10%, Kasama up almost 20%, the Uniswap token almost up 20%, right on, Comp up 16%, mostly a sea of green in the alt space, unless of course you're holding XRP, which I think is down a couple more points today, so condolences to the XRP.
I was going to put up a signal at the end of today. We finally had a signal, but now it has moved too much.
Indeed, it has. All right, so let's take a look at what else we are covering today. Kind of an interesting moment in Bitcoin's history. Of course, major network upgrades do not come along very often, but the Taproot support, something we discussed previously on the show earlier this year. It looks like most of the miners are now signaling to support Taproot, so it's the biggest upgrade to come to Bitcoin in years. All right, so it's pretty exciting that
I've heard of Taproot. This is a kind of Schnorr signature, right?
It's related. The two go hand in hand, Schnorr and Taproot. One requires the other to kind of deploy. Something we'll explore potentially later when we dive into the news.
Okay, sounds fun.
All right, so here we are. We are more or less covered the intro here. If you take a look at the show schedule, ladies and gentlemen, at the bottom, you can see in the first hour we're going to cover some of the majors before we get into the alts. Might touch Forex before we move to hour 2, where we will certainly be doing everyone's chart requests and AMA type format. So if you do have any requests you want us to look at during the course of the show, I will be logging them. Rest assured, we will eventually look at your chart request of preference. Okay, let me dive into the live chat. See who's with us today. David Rice. Shout out to David Rice, first guy.
I'm sorry about that.
No worries. David Rice is the first one in the channel today, saying, "Great day, everyone. Come on in and roll one up and pass it around. Hit that like button."
There we go.
All right, got it this time? David Rice says, hit that like button, subscribe, and say some shit in the comments. Strap in, let's go for a ride. Indeed, David Rice is passing one around. I guess today's a day worthy of celebration, so, wave him in the air. Ron Legato's in here. Gnome in the live chat saying polka dot, polka dot, polka dot, polka dot, polka dot. All right, so lots of polka dot love in the live chat. Rob G says, good morning, sunshine. Good morning, Rob G. We got Alex in the live chat, of course. Midwest in the live chat. We got Nin and Soki in the live chat saying hello, hello. Profit Bear in here, one of our channel supporters with the green status, says, what's up, CC crew? Nice to see you, Profit Bear. Macro or Marco saying, can we look at ZIL? Indeed, we'll take a look at ZIL in due time, my friend. And all right, that catches up everyone who's currently left a comment in the live chat.
Well, thank you all.
Looking good. I'm just going to click the like button here. And B-Flow just showed up saying hola, hola to Mr. B-Flow. Nice to see you. All right, we are good to go. So we got one news story. Like I said, Taproot recovering. Crypto Bubbles has been referenced. We are good to go. Let's get this show on the road, guys. Let me hop into the main scene and pull up Alex's charts. Give me just 1 second. Here we go. Discord, do your thing. And let's tune into...
About to hit all-time highs live on stream.
Oh boy, it's going to be...
That's always fun.
Tomorrow's stream should be good. New Year's Eve. I look forward to partying it up with everyone on stream. With any luck, we'll We'll be maybe hitting 30K overnight, so tomorrow we'll be
Have a real
celebrating
Gatsby celebration.
the big 2021 $30,000 milestone for Bitcoin. That'd be nice to celebrate. Nice round 30K Bitcoin. Any luck, we'll hit that overnight, and that will be the topic of tomorrow's show.
I've heard that people harvest tax losses at the end of the year, but this is something that could not happen with Bitcoin because literally everybody who owns Bitcoin is in profit right now.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you think about it, you wouldn't want to sell Bitcoin this year because then you'd have to pay the taxes on it this year, your capital gains.
Yeah, in other words, the sellers might be tapped out. Everybody who was willing to sell has now sold, and the rest of us are strapping in, kind of like David Rice said, strapping in for the longer ride at this point. And the heavy selling might return a bit later, but right now it seems like it's going to be up.
Those to XRP hodlers who are strapping up.
Oh,
yeah. They're doing all sorts of things right now.
those guys got like iron hands if they're still holding on. So shout outs to the XRP guys who are weathering the storm.
You got to give it to them. It's got to be harder on their psyche to be like, nope, this is normal. This is just the roller coaster ride that's going to make me rich.
Billy Carr just showed up in the live chat saying, "Evening, fellas. Cold and snowy in Manchester just now. Aussie dollar and Stellar having a day today." All right. Well, we will look certainly into some of the FX markets and even Stellar. Although I hear Stellar is getting some delisting together with XRP. So go figure. These two birds seem to always flock together for better or for worse. So. Watch out for Stellar. It might be the next XRP on the bad news chopping block.
Stellar had a really big pre-mine too. They're very similar to XRP in its launch. Very centralized, even though it's open source.
Indeed. Philly also pointing out that gold broke the resistance 20 minutes ago. Yep, Jason brought that up right before the show started. We've noticed that as well. We will certainly be taking a dive look at gold. But with that said, Alex, I got you on stream. Let's take it away. Tell us about the exciting all-time highs we tapped overnight, and where do you think we're gonna go from here?
Well, so just looking at the daily, as you can see, we closed up yesterday, and we've had good continuation since we followed this signal right here. We hit take profit 1 and 2 here. We got stopped out here. Now we're waiting for another signal. If this keeps up, I might have to grab us something on a lower time frame because I don't know how I can get another signal here because there's no cross up. This was just such a big wick and then wick down that we're kind of out of the Bitcoin trade. Looking at it on lower time frames, we look really good. Previously, our resistance level was right around 28K. We came down. We came down to retrace a little bit. We broke above it, and now we've retested the resistance as support. This resistance level, we've talked about it a little bit before. We're getting this from this trend-based fib extension. So bottom, top, bottom. This level right here, that red line we were looking at on the 3-hour, is the 2.618 of this trend-based fib extension. Well, back on lower time frames now. You can see we've been looking at this line for several days now, and I think we've had it as resistance. Now it's acting as support, and and on the 3-hour we've closed above this previous resistance, tested it, closed above, and now we're making new highs. This looks good for continuation. I'm long here. I suggest that being long here is better than being flat or short. I mean, it could change if we suddenly put in a big red candle and break back down below this level. Well, that's good. We're right by the baseline right here on the 4-hour. This gives us a good place to try and enter and see if we can catch Bitcoin before it makes another new high, because Bitcoin itself is doing phenomenally, and certain alts are also doing really well, but overall the alt market's kind of bleeding out against Bitcoin. We can see this reflected in Bitcoin dominance, which had a little bit of a pullback for a couple days, but is once again bullishly postured. At the end of today, we're going to be getting a cross up again here on the daily.
Yeah, all of this. I mean, Bitcoin just looks literally textbook strong. I mean, you can't find any weakness in it right now, and I mean, that's what you'd expect out of a parabolic movement. I mean, and the signs are that this isn't going to stop anytime soon. I mean,
this is the monthly chart for Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, WADA is signaling like, hey, Bitcoin dominance is good to go here. There's not a whole lot of history on Bitcoin dominance with which to do a lot of TA on. So I don't want to get, too bullish on this, but it's a very rapid increase in Bitcoin dominance only a few months. We've just recently broken this downtrend. So this downtrend that lasted a full year. Okay, so August 2019.
What a long year it was.
Through November of 2020, so more than a year downtrend. We just broke this downtrend 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. No. I'm sorry. 2 and ago, we broke this downtrend. So it seems to me that we could be in for a lot more upside because there's a full year of downside and then 3 weeks of upside and then, oh wait, now we're going to turn back around again. Normally when you break a downtrend that lasts for this long, you get more of a sustained run.
Some kind of continuation, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, this one lasted for a full year and a half up, year down, and then 3 weeks up. That sounds like a little bit of a weird suggestion, right? If I were to suggest to you, oh no, Bitcoin dominance is going to turn right around here, and it's going to be alt season all over again, even though this kind of alt season just ended 3 weeks ago, I think you would rightfully say to me, that sounds like a really dumb suggestion, Alex. And so I think similarly, the suggestion that, this run for Bitcoin is going to end, right here at 70%. I mean, maybe we could pull back here. Sure, there's certainly room to do that and still keep this uptrend that we've established. But going forward for the next few months, except for a few runners, Bitcoin could be the better option continuing to go forward. I've said that for the past few weeks. Those of you who are religious watchers, I've said that. And it's just, right now it appears that's going to continue to be the case. And there's no signs that it's going to change right now.
Trend is your friend.
Yep, the Bitcoin chart is super strong. I have this line here as some sort of resistance, for a ascending broadening wedge here. There's just, there seems to be a lot of blue sky above us, guys. There's no time frame where we're bearish. There is Bitcoin dominance is bullish. This is our 3-day trend. That looks pretty strong.
Just a little.
Yeah. When we were down here below trend resistance, then I thought there was a good argument for, coming down here, retesting, doing some sideways, alts having another run, but it just doesn't seem to be happening here. Alternately, if you're the kind of person who believes in fractals, which is repeating patterns in price, we have this here, and we have this here. So that's something. We could get this pullback continuation
all the way to the top of the resistance of that last. So that could be a nice little target there.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes on it. So this would bring us, right up to maybe 80%, which was resistance here, support here. That would be something reasonable. Do it over after some sideways action. Do it over the span of another few months, and then, well, no. Okay, clearly you want me to draw. I will. I don't need to speculate more than that. Anyway, I think I've made my point here that it looks like Bitcoin is the better choice right now out of everything, or at least the safest choice. That being said, there are better choices, or at least there have been better choices thus far. Someone mentioned DOT. Obviously, DOT put in a phenomenal week. I think it's up like 100% this week. Hard to argue with that. Gosh, what else has done really well? No, we can look through the alt charts right now. So, overall, the only thing that's holding up against this drop right now is DeFi, which is just gaining less than Bitcoin. So, obviously, anything making gains less than Bitcoin means more money is going into Bitcoin, means Bitcoin dominance is rising. We're already up a full 1% on Bitcoin dominance today. If you look at that, it doesn't seem very bearish to me, even on lower time frames. So, okay, let's look at the baskets. Uniswap coins, it looks like it could be a breakout here. Right now, there's nothing really super bearish, but it's not bullish comparatively when you look at Bitcoin, like that or that. Well, hello, obviously, I want to be in this one. Dragon Perp, which is Asian coins. I would still classify this as bearish. You know, depending on how you want to draw your trend line, we are still underneath it. We've got this retest of this local point of control. Come up, retest it. We could easily break back down just to retest this area right down here on Dragon Perp. Let's mark this area out. So this consolidation area right here shows up well on our VPVR. Boom, boom. Lots of consolidation in this spot. Price likes this spot. We'll see, guys. And I will draw an arrow. Where's the arrow? Okay. So I think these are our two options, basically. So we can either go up or down. But, you know, having a trend line gives us a way of determining whether it is going up or is going down, because during this period it's just kind of going sideways and we don't know what's happening. But having this trend line gives us this area where we'll be like, well, I think it's going to go down at least until we break this trend line. And then if we do break this trend line, then we're likely to get an upward movement to retest maybe 1600 right here. DeFi Perp, more bullish. Here we are above the point of control. We hold it yesterday with this retest.
That's a continuation.
Yeah, and then break above it. We're long shit perp, but now I kind of want to get long DeFi perp at the end of today if we can. Where's our baseline is not here because I turned it off. Okay, we're above the baseline today. Yeah, this could be a signal at the end of today. Let's keep our eyes on that. Privacy coins, this looks rough here. We have a confirmed, will be confirmed at the end of today, bearish divergence as shown here. Higher high. Oh, now you don't want to draw the trend line? See, higher high, lower high on our oscillator. This is showing us that there's hidden weakness in price that isn't necessarily showing up in the higher price, but a lack of momentum that prints out on our oscillator. That's what these divergences tell us. Now, I mean, sometimes you can have a couple divergences in a row as price gradually weakens before you finally get the change in trend. This is often a sign that a reversal is impending. So we're back below the baseline here on privacy coins. I'd want to be out, and in fact we are. Yesterday, was it yesterday morning? The day before? I don't remember anymore. I got us out of our XMR USDT long because it just we had a real failure to launch. I haven't really checked on it since then. Hope that wasn't the wrong idea.
Got to take your shots.
Yeah, I pulled us out here right now, and now we've got a real bearish divergence here. So I think I think for now XMR is just not as ready to run as I thought it was. Exchange coins, they're on their run, but right now they're having a bit of a pullback as Bitcoin runs.
Is that BNB trade still running?
It is still running. So we hit take profit 1 and 2 over here on our BNB trade, and I told you guys that I would be taking this BNB trade. So
yeah, that was a great breakout trade.
Yeah, so took it over here, hit take profit 1 and 2. Our stop loss is break even, and now we're just waiting. I'm obviously I would like to ride it for as far as possible. We'll see what happens. What? Oh yeah, we were looking at this. So we're back under the all-time high. The all-time high was like 39.50. Please, you were about to say, Jack?
I'll let you finish your BNB thoughts.
No. The BNB is a trade that's in progress. If you're not long yet, you could probably long this pullback. I think BNB is good to continue, but I don't have any special continuation signal. We got the continuation signal back here, but looking at the weekly, we've held this support resistance level. So this is resistance. We break it, we hold it, we break the next one. This looks really good. So what were we going to look at?
I just wanted to point out a bit of discussion concerning the CME and the CBOE supposedly suspending BTC trading this morning. Does this mean that they don't think that they can cover on such high volatility? Asks Andrew in the live chat. He continues saying, or just in general, Alex, what do you make of this? Alex, did you hear about the traded on the...
I have not heard anything about it, and I do not, so I don't want to speculate. I just don't know.
All right, well, here's what I do know. The CME group temporarily paused trading of Bitcoin futures after the market opened to a large gap of over 3,000 between the derivatives and the underlying, of course, spot asset. No, this is today. This is today right now. So that's that. I think that also happened on Monday, but it's happening again now. So according to a report, this huge futures gap amounted to a massive upside volatility that leads to a trading pause. Future gaps, of course, are caused by changes in investor sentiment when the market's closed and not trading, right? So apparently they are a little worried about the giant gap that formed right now, because it looks like it's a gap that spans 3,000 to 5,000 depending how you measure it, and apparently they're a little worried about the volatility.
When was there $3,000 of volatility this morning?
I think it was because of the I'm not too sure. Let me take a look here.
It has to be from Monday, because trading was halted on Monday because of the $3,000 gap.
Yeah, and look at the gap. I mean, that's where it's from.
Here.
12% gap apparently. So this is a massive $3,000 gap.
Measuring it. That's Monday.
Yeah, that's
Monday. So maybe it's from Monday, but it is suspended. There's news coming out right now of a suspension currently underway. So
then I once again know nothing about it.
Yeah, right. I don't really know what that means, to be honest. But like, does that mean that they think that they can cover it? Like.
It says, according to the CME's words, are describing it as amounting to a massive upside volatility. So I guess this upside volatility is something they're worried about, and I guess they're suspending trading on the CME futures market. But I'm going to dig in a little further, see if I have further news. But I do see a few articles published within the last 12 hours talking about it. So something brewing apparently. But we'll keep our eye on it. I just wanted to highlight that along with Andrew's comment. So thanks, Andrew, for bringing our attention to the gap and to the situation over at the CME futures market.
Okay. So what shall we look at next? We were kind of looking at alts just as baskets. That's right. We're long shit perp here. I'm not super feeling it right this second, because we're gonna get a cross under. But I mean, even the weekly was looking strong here. Let me turn off our baseline so we can actually look at it. So yeah, we break above resistance here. And now we're just kind of in this area of volume up here. There's just a lot of resistance above us here on shitcoins. About to get a weekly cross under on mid-caps. Mid-caps looking really rough here, especially with a swing failure right here, if we get this today. Well, I mean, we shouldn't necessarily expect that alts will fall while Bitcoin pumps. It could just be that alts pump much less hard. But if Bitcoin pumps hard enough, then alts will drain out. Their Bitcoin value will just fall so hard that even their USD, they can still lose USD value.
Especially with the pumps that we're getting now, I think in the short term you're definitely going to see big wicks to the downside on a lot of these bleed out, get bought back up, and then as one continues to go sideways, I think we're going to see this in like waves.
Alt perp here feels a little bit more bullish to me than shit perp did. This makes a little bit of sense. Major alts never had an alt season the way DeFi and shitcoins and stuff did. They just kind of languished the entire alt season. So we should not necessarily be surprised if they take off, leaving some of the other alts in the dust. But we also don't have like a firm long signal or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I bet are we above or below the baseline right now? Yeah, we're below the baseline. So actually, this could be a short soon. There's several coins that are looking like excellent shorts in this spot. Link perp. Link. I'm going to short Link, guys. I'm doing it at the end of today. Look at this. This is a beautiful short right here. This is a beautiful continuation short. Nice top below zero. We can't hold this point of control. We're below the baseline. We just keep tapping at it. Won't let us through. Bye, Link. Bye. So...
Yep, I'll be having. I was in a Link USDT long from the other day.
Look at that, guys. I mean, come on. So yeah, we're gonna short this the end today. Let me make sure I got this on my watch list. If you're in Link, get out. I've said this a few times about Link, but it's still true. Look at Matic here on the weekly. Hey, guys, we couldn't break resistance. You know, we're about to get a cross under at the end of this week. And I gotta tell you, Bitcoin has been so strong. Do you really think that alts are gonna take off here? Seems a little unlikely. I would at least expect a retest of 1.5 cents on Matic here, so it's a nice consolidation area. They still kind of testing resistance here. This is not necessarily bullish. We don't have any sort of we don't have a continuation signal here. Winks. Oh, this is very bullish on Winks.
Yeah, we've been actually talking about Winks on how it looks good. Now it's finally just proven.
Yeah, so I should have gotten into this yesterday, but this will still be good. This is still, I mean, essentially the bottom here for Winks. Swerve could do the same thing in this spot. Keep our eyes on that. Serum, currently pretty rough looking. Band will probably follow the same fate as Link to retest lower. Same for Trib and a lot of the other. Yeah, see, look at that. It's not so great. Dia is another Oracle coin. Look at that. See, these are all trading together. All these Oracle coins. Solana, ooh, that could be interesting. Not yet, but maybe soon. Meta protecting its lows here. But we do have a nice trend to keep track of, and if we break above it, we'll know. Hey, it's time. You know, it for 3 months we just could not break this price trend, and then we finally do. We finally get above here, and then that's a sign that the trend is changing for us. So something to keep our eyes on. Already talked to you about Link. Dot. I know we had some requests for Dot here. What is there to say? This is a new all-time high. Maybe we'll get a retest of $6.50. That'd be nice. But didn't we just kind of do this a couple days ago? We did kind of retest, and we closed above it. We made a new high. So at this point, I would say just hold on. We've got a beautiful weekly continuation signal here. So maybe next week we'll come down and retest this area, just continue onwards. Who can say? But yeah, Dot looks very good in this spot. I would just continue to hold. Avalanche, not looking so hot here. I don't see much. Curve still under resistance. Interesting what it's doing here after retest the lows. Rune made a brand new high yesterday. Very interesting. Wouldn't really call this an inverse head and shoulders, but maybe more of a rectangular bottom consolidation period. Whatever you want to call it. You know, I love the new high here. This is probably something that you could buy at this high and continue to get new highs. At the end of this week, we should get a continuation signal on TT. Tomo, this looks really rough. Most likely we're going to break down here. We're getting a cross under on TT. Starting to get momentum in on our oscillator. Yeah. I would expect maybe a retest of the bottom of this trading range right here. Resistance, support, resistance.
That thing could push out the side and create a nice little inverse head and shoulders there, though.
If it does push out the side, then we will definitely take it.
Yeah, I'll definitely be liking that setup.
Yeah. Rep retraced a lot of this. Like when you look at it like this is actually looks like an exit pump, doesn't it?
For sure, an exit scam.
Rep Bitcoin. Let's look at it from this angle. Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
Yeah, that definitely looks like an exit pump, doesn't it, guys? I would suggest to you that Rep is not a good choice right now. Ren. Maybe. We kind of have a breakout here, but that really depends on how you want to draw it. Starting to get some bullish movement on the 3-day at least.
All right,
Anchor.
Can I cut in real quick? I just want to shout out a few people who did show up in the live chat just now. Daniel, a regular, says, good morning, everyone. Nice to see you, Daniel. Johnny's in here saying, what's up, guys? Johnny, good to see you in here, my man. Good morning, or good afternoon, or actually probably good evening to Johnny over there. So shout outs to Johnny.
And if I don't see you again.
What else did we have here? There was a little comment I wanted to highlight, and that involved... where was it? Excuse me, just 1 second. Yes, here, T-Dub asking Alex, are you going to short Link against the USDT or the BTC pair? I think USDT is the answer, but Alex, you tell me. Shorting Link? I don't think you can actually short against...
USDT pair.
Yeah.
Probably the USDT pair. Link Bitcoin, I just don't see where I can catch it exactly.
Yeah, Bitcoin pairs are hard right now.
That, and I'm not sure if you can...
We are getting this cross under here, but For some reason, at this spot, it feels like I'm shorting the bottom. I don't know. Maybe it's still equivalent if with the USDT pair, but maybe Bitcoin ends up pulling back here, and the Bitcoin pairings just trade sideways. I don't know. So I'm just going to take the signal that seems obvious to me, and the USD pair seems more obvious to me than the Bitcoin pair does. If I could have caught the Bitcoin pair, like maybe up here or something like that, then perhaps. But even then, we were right up against this. Shorting here seemed like shorting the bottom too, but it wasn't. So it's a good question. I'm not sure. I think the USD pairing is better.
All right. Hopefully that covers his question, but don't let me take you out, derail you any longer. Let's continue with you. You're going to get into Maker, I believe, was your next chart you were pulling up before I interrupted.
We've got a Maker long open, and it's just more sideways. I think I'll probably exit the end of today if we get this cross under. What can I say? That's kind of how it is with Maker. If you look at Maker's,
you either Maker or you don't.
Oh, Maker Bitcoin. Now I want. Here we go. This is a much older chart. Now, this is well over a year. Does Maker do anything but go sideways? I don't know. Do I have any other charts that are older than that?
Maker pretty much sitting at retail value.
Yeah. This is kind of what you have to do if you want to find out how old the market is, guys. No, yeah, Maker just goes sideways, guys. Yeah, I guess just buy Ethereum. I will take some chart requests.
All right, let's
aimless right now. Give me some direction.
Let's get into it. I got a few lined up already. Might as well blast a few of these off the list. All right. First one comes from well, we did kind of cover these two. I don't know how much more there is to say, but let me get into this one. All right, so Polkadot is being requested, but we did get into Polkadot. Jake Rezio more specifically asks about DOT on a 12-hour. He says, do you think DOT's going to blast off on this 12-hour signal? I mean, I think we've kind of more or less covered that, and the answer is somewhat is yes.
12-hour signal? I don't have a new 12-hour signal.
Well,
we had a 12-hour signal back here.
Well, I think it just means on a 12-hour time frame. On a 12-hour time frame, he sees something ready to pop off. So, what are your thoughts? You think we're gonna another leg up, or do you think the next 12 hours is going to see retracement, Alex?
I don't know. All I can say is that I do not see a 12-hour signal.
All right. But yes, otherwise DOT looks very healthy. Shout outs to anybody with DOT in their bags.
Yeah.
Should have been filling your DOT bags earlier this year. Yeah. Very promising project.
I predict what the market was going to do from one 12-hour period to another. I would be far, far richer, and you guys would not be seeing my face.
All right. Next one comes from Marco. Did we look at Zilqua yet?
No, we have not.
All right, take a look at Zil. This is another one that's been doing fairly well in the recent weeks. See what it's up to.
It's like a break a trend to me. So we have the slower trend, the faster trend, and the more parabolic trend. The parabolic trend looks broken here. So far, this trend is holding. I think on Zil, we'll probably come back up to retest this area, but we might be done pumping for now on Zil. We might need to rest a little bit, which is fair, because as you can see, we've just we moved what 200 or 300%. Yeah, so we moved something like 240%, and we may need to cool off a little here. Quite a couple bucks for ZIL holders. Anyway, yeah, I think we'll probably pull back up a little bit and then ultimately break down and retest maybe 40 cents. We'll see. We do have a fib level of 55 cents as support.
Yeah, it looks a bit like the dot chart. Both of these have been blazing away. I see Gnome in the chat saying dot gang. Yeah, dot gang in full effect. A lot of the dot guys are celebrating.
Recovered here. That would make a lot of sense too, because we're pretty oversold on TT. Sorry for talking over you.
No, it's okay. There was a weird like whistle that came through or something. Kind of spiked up the audio levels there, but no big deal. GBU Professor Wally, this kind of relates to your Maker analysis a little earlier. Is Maker supposed to do anything but go sideways, or is DAI, I'm thinking of, probably DAI. Yeah, DAI is the stable token, but indeed Maker seems to be stuck kind of languishing sideways. Sometimes quality projects don't end up getting the speculatory fervor coming their way, and they just kind of languish sideways. It seems that people kind of pass up on quality projects in this space, and they look for the more exciting things ready to gain. Seems like kind of reminds me of Link. Link was like the darling of the last couple of years. Now you don't seem to hear much about it. Now it's like the Link armies are now turning into dot gangs at this point.
And before you know it, we'll have Ripple thugs stabbing our families in their sleep. Gosh.
I've had that nightmare.
Yeah.
All right, moving along into the next request. Thank you to Marco for the Zilqua. This one, all right, might skip this until we get a little further into Forex. Bflow asks for Chili's USDT. Is it prime for reversal baseline bounce, or is that done for?
All right, cheeseburger. Let's check it out. I feel like even if this trend holds, we still have another leg down to touch the trend. It could continue here. This could be just like a pretty standard retracement after a nice run. So kind of retest the previous all-time highs. We don't necessarily have to bounce off of this support level. Most likely this entire area here is going to act as a support level in the same way this entire area acted as a resistance level on the way up. See? You can see we kind of burned through a sell wall here that left this point of control in the area. So yeah, I would imagine we'll probably come back down and retest 2 cents. Well, maybe even 1.8 cents, and then we'll see if there's a continuation or not.
Definitely an outlier in the space right now.
Yes, it is definitely black.
Yeah, you got like Rune, Theta, ZIL, that.
I'd seen fat gains over, it looks like a couple weeks. So how about that? Maybe it's time for a little bit of a pullback.
Doing well too.
But there's a fat token.
You mean vet?
The vet.
Vet.
Oh, I think he was talking about fat gains, and you're like, yeah, fat token, fat well too. It's like, what?
Dude, let's make that one.
Andrew says,
for all we know, let's look at this.
It already exists. Damn.
Finance. Man, I think that's some pretty good liquidity too. Let's check out the chart. Why not? Ooh, is it not working today? What's going on?
No fat gains for us.
Oh well. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, look at that buying opportunity.
Yeah.
all right.
Is that $306 in volume?
That is correct. Yeah, there were 4 trades.
Incredible.
Pump it, boys.
That's an awful thin amount of volume.
Ooh. Okay, let me highlight a little something here. Andrew says, LOL, Ripple thugs. According to him,
Yeah.
DeFi scum has been skateboarding all over his sidewalk. Andrew the grumpy.
Get off my lawn, you kids, with your decentralized finance.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
go to the bank.
Back in my day.
back in their day, they used to use, what do they call them, checking books or counting books? What was that? What was those books that they used to carry that like your bank would? Checkbooks? All right. No, not the checkbook where you had like a stack of checks you would sign off and fill out. There'd be like the little accounting book that would you could go to like your bank or an ATM, and it would like print out your transaction history onto like a little paper record that you'd keep with yourself. Maybe you might be even
Talking about a receipt from an ATM, like
No. This is probably beyond even your time, guys.
Slips? Are you talking about the deposit slips?
It's not a deposit slip. It'd be like a little booklet that your bank would give you, and it would be designed for their printers to kind of like print out the your transaction history feed onto. And some banks would have. No. They're I'll figure out the name for them, but it's probably beyond you guys are still a little bit young, so you guys probably missed that era of banking.
How old are you?
Got at least a few years on both of you guys.
Yeah.
He was at the bank. He was at the bank in line when he was 4 years old.
What's next on our list?
All right, moving along into the next one. Let's jump to this $5 super chat that just came in from GBU Professor Wally. He says he's not trolling this time. He swears. Chart request for USD Uni on Coinbase Pro. So let's pull up the Uniswap USD pairing on Coinbase Pro, if you could, please.
USD
Thank you.
Uni or
Yep.
Uni USD?
He says USD Uni.
Okay, well he is trolling again because it's Uni USD.
I figured that's it was probably the other way around.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a nice break in trend, really nice inverse head and shoulders. So this is resistance. This is screw you. This is our baseline. So yeah, it looks good to go. Measured movement would probably take us to... Where'd you go? Please, just there you go. Boom, look at that. So measured move will take us right to this resistance level. If this holds. Yeah. So what can you say, guys? You saw how it works right here. It's not rocket science. This is where the measured move should take us to. Yeah, I think Uni's a good trade here. We might have a hard time getting in because we're over the qualifying line. But we'll see. I'm sure I can find a way again.
All right.
What's next?
Okay, and we just had a little confirmation from the live chat. A few people here have now reminded me it's called a passbook, is what it used to be called. I think that in some, after just Googling it, it appears certain financial institutions still offer this, probably for like the senior citizens that are still on that.
Or for Jack. For senior citizens and Jack.
No. I just remember this. This is something I was issued when I got my very first bank account when I was
old timer, you.
When I was like 16. I think I got my first bank account.
And that was before the bank was destroyed in the bank run in 1929, right?
You little whippersnappers, you. Let's see here. Check ledger, says David Rice. I think that's British slang or terminology for the book. Over here, I think we called them pass books, I suppose, or as Mr. Ether says, a bank book. Yeah, maybe a bank book, but it's old school. It's old school, guys. This is seriously something that if you're probably under 30 or 40 even, you've probably never even seen one of these things in your life. Ask Grandma, she'll tell you all about it. Okay. Getting into the next request. By the way, once again, thank you to Mr. Wally for the $5 super chat. Always a pleasure to take a super chat from Mr. Wally. He's by far one of the most generous super chatters we have in our audience. Moving into the next one. All right, I got gold. I got the Aussie dollar here, but maybe I'll save that till we're fully into the Forex and commodities markets. Next one comes from Wayne Arnott. He asked for Monero, but I think we did Monero already. Monero USD. Yeah. I don't know if you feel like reviewing that. Probably not. Let's keep going. Yeah. Here's an interesting one. S. Hyatt asks, can we take a look at the 1-inch token? Can you take a look at 1-inch? I think it's on Binance. You can pull up the Binance chart if you like.
Yep, it is. Chartex. Get more of the history.
Yeah, you'll definitely get more history at Chartex.
This is probably the one. This has got enough liquidity.
I think it's the one that ends in 302.
Cool. Mm-hmm. I do see a nice breaking trend here. I mean, it should be visible to everybody, but let's use a fib retracement for a down. All right, so as you can see, we're getting some resistance at the at the 0.236 fib level. Usually on these things, it's not unheard of to end up very easily at the 382 and the 5. Most likely, if we were to continue to retrace this area right here, which is the 618, would probably be where we end up. So I think this is a good area right up here, target for it. And then probably more downside to retest. It's not like we're just gonna like take off here. So that's probably the best way to play this right now. For now, if you can catch it on a retest of this, that'd be even better. But I doubt we're gonna come all the way down here and retest this right now. We gotta retest this or support its resistance. What's next?
All right, that should cover it for the 1-inch. Thank you, Mr. Hyatt, for reminding me about the 1-inch losing trade I took this weekend. Luckily, I got into that polls tip that Alex put me onto, and that ended up making up some of the loss I took on the 1-inch FOMO.
Called it here, or did I call it here? Where did I call it?
Called it.
I think it was here, actually.
Yeah, I think that was right there.
About 46 cents, I think.
Yeah. That was not too shabby. And so far, we're hanging over the...
Yep. I haven't taken any profit yet. I'm still waiting. It's a small bag, so I'm kind of waiting for a bit more before I get out.
Very nice. Well, I mean, it's a nice enough movement that we at least have some room if it turns around. Like, it could turn around for a couple days here and probably still be above our buy level. So, we've got time to watch it and wait.
All right, moving into the next one, I see. Someone mentioned here. Was it late to the show, says Damien Hughes, Octo. Okay, we'll look at that Octo request shortly. Ron Legato asks, does anybody remember teletype machines? Yeah, I remember teletype, but they're almost kind of pushing even my they were pretty much on the outs by the time I was coming up. So teletypes are old school. And GB Wally says he had a teletype modem for orders, and I actually physically worked with punch cards in the early days. Yeah, we got some old heads up
I
up
had
in
the
here.
job the punch card with the punch card clocking system not last year. People still use punch cards, or are you talking like computer system punch cards?
Probably a bit of both. But with that said, while we're waxing nostalgic about old school legacy technology, let's dive into the next request. So we did 1 inch. I got a question here from Wayne Arnott. Which coins do you think will absorb XRP's money the most? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin? Any opinion, boys?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
I mean, first of all, Bitcoin is XRP's primary trading pair. Most people are selling into Bitcoin anyway. And if you're selling into Bitcoin, how can you not look at the chart and be just like, let me just hold on to this?
You have two very different charts.
Yeah. I would classify Octo as really rough here, if you couldn't tell from the head and shoulders that I was drawing on it. But yeah, I would classify this as a complex head and shoulders. Something like this, where it's head and shouldery, but there's a lot going on at this top.
The all-time
but
highs.
Still...
Sorry to interrupt,
and
guys.
this just in, Bitcoin at an all-time
highs.
high.
We just broke through it, guys. If anybody watching the stream on the bottom right, that red line
I thought
represented...
I was going to be the first one to it, Jack. You bastard. You beat me.
I beat you to it,
there
dude.
We go.
There it goes. That red line is previous all-time highs. We're taking off. 28.7.
Oh, it's just so hard not to have a smile.
Mm-hmm. Ethereum kind of going with it. Right now, Ethereum Bitcoin is suffering. Here we go. Let me yeah, for now I would classify this as bearish unless we can get another move up on Ethereum Bitcoin. So as we saw on Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin is it's going for it, and it's leaving everything else in the dust. Almost everything.
Can we hit 29?
At this point, probably by the end of the show, I would imagine. Yep, look at that. It's gonna keep going, guys. I would be long right now. If you're not already long, you gotta ask yourself what you're waiting for.
Right. Hey, we're putting out the signals, baby. I mean, I put out 3 longs yesterday, so
yeah.
Yep. Not too shabby. All right, let's look into the next request, shall we? This one comes from T-Dub. He is asking for the CRO BTC pairing, please.
Oh, you poor bastard. Okay.
Hey, he's loving his free Netflix.
It does look good. Look at this on lower time frames. This is something. I like this. This looks like it's going to reverse in this spot back upwards. So we have here... Yeah. I like it. I would probably take this to 7.5 cents, maybe 8 cents. Look for this area right here. There's a lot of resistance and support consolidation in this area. So break up, come back up here, start to break down, and then pull all the way up here. That's how I see this working. You can see we have a pretty significant resistance level here too. But at that point, we've got so many lines, it doesn't feel helpful anymore. So this is fun. This is fun. Yeah, I think CRO is probably good to take long here. Ultimately, we're just starting to cross up on higher time frames. At the end of today, we could have a signal. We could be above the baseline, be above 0. We've got enough momentum. Volatility isn't there, but I might take it even without the volatility because we're at such a low here versus these highs. So yeah, for once, I am not going to tell you to get out of Crow. For once, get into Crow.
Get into Crow.
All right,
Yeah.
Crow finally sees some
Or
light.
you can let Crow get into you. It is probably more true way of saying it.
You're a murderer, son.
All
Crows,
right.
come on.
RK shows up in the live chat to tell us that Bitcoin, it broke its all-time highs again. Indeed, we just kind of watched that happen live on the show. Always feels good to be live and see history being made. Shout-outs to RK, by the way. Just showed up, I guess, in the live chat. So, Cheap Vlog says, I'm shorting this. Well, those are going to be famous last words if I ever seen them. First rule of Bitcoin, gentlemen, never short Bitcoin.
Yeah, I would wait for some kind of red candle or something like that before I open the short.
Yeah, totally. But
All
hey,
these people shorting at 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Like, you're not the first one to have this. You're not the first to have that idea.
indeed.
What should we look at next?
What are we gonna
we're
look?
in hour 2.
Let's look at gold and silver.
Yeah, let's look at gold and silver for sure. That's a
You
good
want to
one.
look at traditional markets, guys? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it because I have all the requests done, and yeah, I've been kind of lingering on doing Philly's 2 requests. So he does have gold, he does have, I think, silver on there. Let's go
Well,
into
it
that.
is not surprising that we have seen Bitcoin make a new high today because the Dixie, Bitcoin's trading pair, has made a new low today. Look at this. So, see, we've broken back under resistance. We've broken back under the baseline.
New low.
Yep. Looks like we're holding on to this this downtrend for now, guys.
Dollar's
So,
dying.
yep. At this point, I think we could probably expect to look over and see traditional markets also melting up today because of this. What's going on with the Dixie? We've mentioned it before, but the Dixie is a good sign of what the rest of the market is doing because this tells us really supply and demand for right here. Right now, there's a lot more supply than there is demand for the dollar. So
much for the dollar shortage.
Dow is up as we expected, still retesting this, still retesting our baseline. But if we do cross above the baseline, it's going to be a really fantastic long signal because we'll be above the baseline, we'll be above horizontal resistance, we'll be above zero on our oscillator, and most likely by that point we'll be good to go on WADA too. So until then, not much for us to do here on the Dow. NASDAQ also under resistance still. Very interesting. S&P still also under resistance here and also still underneath our baseline here. Very interesting. So these are not necessarily blue sky breakouts yet, guys. Let's see here. Okay, so those are the majors. No, not currency indices. I want CFDs. That's good. That's our long signal on gold. It's a very nice continuation signal right here too. At the same time, you're right, Philly. When you're right, you're right, and you were too, Jason. I know you were talking about this earlier today, but
yeah, just saying that gold looks really good, especially on the 12-hour.
Yep, we've been watching this resistance level for a few months now, guys. We've got a break of it today. If we close it, we'll have this. We'll have this while we're above this. And we don't need the volatility because it's a continuation trade. So we're already above the baseline and everything. We do have the momentum. So we'll be all systems go on gold at the end today. Similar story, sort of, on ZAG, on silver. We do have a new high today where we've broken above this resistance level, back into this trading range. We could take this as a continuation long, but it's just too correlated with gold. We'll probably just take gold. We don't have... Well, I mean, maybe we should take silver. Silver has been stronger for longer here I'll think about it. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, I'll definitely have to get into it a little bit more because I remember in the past looking at the charts that I really do feel like silver has more room to grow, but
It
at this
hasn't
point,
surpassed its old all-time high, which is like $45, $48.
yeah,
But that
and
was because I believe someone tried to corner the silver market, and it created this huge lack of a supply. I cannot remember. There's a reason that silver high is as high as it is, and that we have not yet surpassed it compared to gold. But you're right. There's a lot more room to run on silver. Platinum, as I said yesterday, we're good to go. As a matter of fact, we'll have a signal at the end of today. So, yep, that's a full signal. Maybe we should. Well, at this point, it looks like you should be long all precious metals. Even palladium is up, and palladium has looked like crap for weeks. We've traded sideways here. If we close back above the baseline, I would consider this a nice long signal. We kind of reset on our oscillator as we've traded sideways here. If we start moving upwards, it'll be good. But palladium is not there yet. We're still hanging around this point of control. So I would not...
28,900.
We'll see. We'll see. There's a nice bottom above zero here. It looks nice. We'll be getting it at the end of today. But it's just not there yet. I do like this. So yeah, it looks like now is the time to be long everything. Okay, so precious metals are good. Corn 2% today alone. Oh my god, corn is going parabolic. Soybeans continuing their run. This is crazy, guys. Look at this. How much is corn up since the beginning of the year? Wow, guys. Food prices are going to be crazy this next year. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize we just broken long-term resistance on corn.
Getting nuts with the corn out here in Iowa.
Yeah. Very nice corn nuts joke.
Corn's no joke here, bud.
Yeah. I think corn could run to $5.20-ish. After that, there's a pretty big low volume node above us, and we'll most likely we'll face some resistance here.
Yes, he did, GBU Wally. I know that Philly was talking about corn at least this weekend, last week. So
yeah, I should have looked last week, but you know, I don't really call CFDs for the group because we don't have that many people who take the trades. But this is an excellent one. Wow, this is crazy. Look at that trend. Sugar could be on a trend too. Got a lot of resistance here at this high, but the way the other commodities look, wheat's going to be a nice continuation long at the end of today. We'll have this continuation signal here with confirmation on WADA as we break out above this resistance. You couldn't ask for much better confluence than that all at once. Put that on our list too. Wheat is not too correlated with precious metals. Chinese 50 new highs today for their economy. This is good for continuation. Yeah, I would consider this a continuation long too, guys. Wow, there's actually a lot of trades to put up today. The markets are melting upwards while the dollar falls. So that's why I always check the dollar first after I look at these things, guys. This tells you an awful lot about what's going on with the other economies in the world, doesn't it?
yeah, it's not good.
See, like the dollar falls and everything else rises because that's the main trading pair for everything. The Aussie dollar,
It's the world reserve currency.
British pound dollar, Canadian dollar, Euro dollar, Bitcoin dollar. So Bitcoin rising pretty hard today too, guys. I think that's a good let's look at Forex now, and why don't we start with the Forex requests that we had?
I think I only have one, and it's going to be the Aussie dollar for Philly car, and then you can probably wing the rest.
Yep.
Hey,
Brand new high. Nice continuation signal here. It's not one that we could have really taken, but this looks really good. I would be long this and short the dollar. We're getting continuation signals all over the Aussie pairs, except against the New Zealand dollar, which means the Kiwi is probably going to be even stronger than the Aussie dollar. We'll look at that in a minute. Aussie CAD, new continuation signal. We'll be able to take this in today. We'll be getting a cross up right here. This will be nice. Ooh, right above this resistance right here. This is beautiful. Aussie Swissy also looking good here. CAD, we opened up a short here. This is really the only trade that was available yesterday on the group. And then, get this. We got counterfeited on the signal. Look at this. Look at that.
Hey, I'm trading it.
So, we'll see. This could still end up closing down by the end of today. But we may end up having to get out of this trade. CAD strong against the yen. Swissy yen just kind of trading sideways. I do like that it's above our control here in the spot. Euro is showing a lot of weakness. More in the euro. Weakness in the euro. We might not get this. We might not get a completion on this. We'll see. Weakness in the euro. There's a wick up into resistance here. We're still kind of underneath this resistance area. And more weakness in the euro here against the New Zealand dollar. So, euro looking really rough. Aussie dollar looking really good. Pound is showing some strength. In a way, this is not surprising for those of you who keep track of macroeconomic news. In the last couple of weeks, Britain and the EU finally reached a Brexit deal. Now, I'm sure it's not a phenomenal deal for Britain because the phenomenal deal was staying in the EU and, getting all these privileges. But it's way better than all the uncertainty that the market was enduring before because remember, the markets are allergic to uncertainty. Hate it. I mean, they would rather know bad things were going to happen. It's like, well, at least it's a known. Unknown unknowns, oh, the market hates that. That's real risk. That's the kind of risk that you can't write off because you don't even know about it.
Do you think that's why the dollar's dying right now? Because President Trump announced that we're going to know about aliens soon?
Could be. 180 days, guys. Put it on your calendar.
He snuck it in with the COVID bill.
I think that was a senator. I'm pretty sure President Trump did not write the 5,393-page COVID bill.
I'm sure he
or any of the amendments. U.S. dollar, rough.
Know.
Potential. I wouldn't want to take it against the yen here. It's just too sideways all the time. Even when there's a trend, it's a sideways trend. USD Swissy. Not there yet for a fresh signal. CAD, not below the baseline. Nothing really to do with the USD except just watch it for right now. All the things we could potentially take this signal here against the USD. We do have a nice cross up here. WADA's confirming. This is about the only thing that we can do with the USD, and I would kind of rather take the CAD trade because this looks even stronger. Because here we were riding the baseline, and here we didn't even come close to it. We just kind of continued onward. So I think I will probably be putting up the Aussie CAD trade at the end of today.
Nice. Your ETH trade from a couple of days ago just hit TP1.
That is what's up. Let's take a look at that.
I believe it was 708 to 754.
We can look at that too. Ethereum 756.6.
them, baby. There's the flavor.
Yep, 757. Read them and weep. Okay, so I guess you guys can see what I go through when I edit the trades. I will do an edit live in front of you guys. Trade number 6.
Coming to you live.
And this system, by the way, this Google Sheet system, where everything goes to Discord after I do this and shows up edited on the sheets and stuff, is all thanks to our developer Johnny.
Johnny's the man.
Johnny is.
He is the reason why I am able to track all of my trading as well as I do because of what he built. I mean, I was so bad at record keeping before I got here. Also, shout out to all the work he's doing right now that people don't even know about yet.
Yeah, doing some cool development in the background.
Mm-hmm.
While Alex updates that trade, and you guys can see how we go about doing this. This is what I think makes us a lot different. A lot different than other groups. We do some very diligent record keeping.
It's crossed out. And in our Discord, they have gotten an edit as we speak. So.
Yep. Our members are notified pretty much the moment our analysts update
pop over real quick to show that real quick.
I could do that. Let me pull up the Discord.
You have to screen share Discord, not his browser.
You could be getting these signals, guys.
No, there is a way to pop out Discord into. There we go. First, I can do it by sharing my DMs with Jason here. Good. Now I can just do this. There you go. There's their FUSD trade. You guys just saw me update live.
Just shows you guys who aren't part of the premium group, like this. Most of this stuff is in real time. Like, you're getting these things as soon as we're doing them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go on to that's enough of that. Let's go on to the other requests. I kind of went over all Forex, all traditionals, and stuff like that. So there's not a lot of markets left for me to talk about. We can run through alts, but most alts look like crap. So
yeah, we've been going an hour 20 minutes. I'm going to review a few comments because we have quite a few in here. Let me scroll up a bit. And yeah, I still got a few requests here, but we'll get into those shortly. I want to get through a few comments. Let me see how far I gotta go back to take a look at these. Alright, we more or less covered these. Got that request already here. T-Dub mentioned stimulus checks go out tonight in the US. Yes, checks are going out. People are getting their much needed stimulus. I hope they spend it on important things, but something tells me might go into like New Year's Eve party budget and potentially buying coin, shit coins on Binance.
I mean, yeah, it's like $600. It won't even cover most 1 month of most people's rents. Like, everybody's gonna go buy stupid shit with it. Why not?
Exactly.
It's not real money. I mean, it's not real money. It's real dollars, but it's just a drop in the bucket to what people need to actually survive. That it's almost like, well, like what bill can I really put it towards where it's just all the money is going to be gone? I might as well buy something fun or something like that. I'll at least have something to show for the $600, because $600 towards the massive amounts of debt that a lot of people have incurred this year trying to survive through the lockdowns, the pandemic and stuff. It's like, okay, you send it to the credit card company. They're like, great, we're gonna reduce next month's monthly payment by $2. Thanks.
Did you say fun though?
Yeah, people looking to have some fun this weekend. It is New Year's Eve after all.
No, I'm talking about fun token.
The fun token, yeah. But with that said,
yeah, it got moved to 2,000 now though, so we're all rich. So it doesn't matter.
How much Cristal can $600 buy you at the club?
It didn't get moved to $2,000. Mitch McConnell blocked it, man.
Oh, that's what I
exactly.
thought. Oh well, now I'm hearing conflicting things.
No, it was supposed to be 2K. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's only 600. So the Cristal is not going to be flowing as.
Shit, you can't even get Pedialyte with that.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna bring up this I'm gonna highlight this comment, and I might have to save it for posterity. GBU Professor Wally says, "Pretty sure I'm on record in the fast past few CC episodes that I thought that BTC would go back up and touch high 40s and then settle back to low 30s by Q1 2021. All right, so Wally, we will make a note of this. He's saying
we're gonna hold your feet to the fire, buddy. You stepped into the analyst arena now.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Could be onto something. Indeed, high 40s is my next mental target as well, and a settle back to 30s maybe, but maybe high 40s, and then we'll see that big 40-50% correction from there. The volatility will certainly kick in.
It's 48, and then we're gonna have a correction all the way to 9.
Here we go. Next one is all right, I guess Ermith Noy in the live chat says he thinks we're going to hit 36K, then pull back and cool off. All right, we got a target of 36. Jason saying he thinks we're going to hit 45 and then 80% retracement. Oh, come on, man. Don't rain on people's parades. T-Dub.
That would be healthy.
Let's check our fib levels. Next fib level is... I see 36. Hold on. Let's zoom in here. 36,472. Which has nice confluence with our with this light blue, I guess you call it, this light blue dynamic resistance level from our pitchfork chart. So let's keep an eye up on this area right here. Let's see what happens.
Circle marks the spot.
Yeah. Are we all caught up with everybody? We want to look at news?
Yeah, we could. Hold on, I'm going to highlight a few more comments. I wasn't sure if you were going to explore more fib action, but that's okay. Let's keep going.
I know, there's not much more to say. The fib it sits there on the chart, thankfully, and we'll just look at it as it becomes.
Don't do much.
As it becomes pertinent.
Crypto Jack in the live chat says 100K Bitcoin, then 80% retracement to fill that 17K gap. Let's see what else. GBU Wally. What else? Nope. That's here. Cheap Vlog pointing out BTC has a gap near 3,000. Yeah, gotta fill all those gaps, guys. It's like a hard science, isn't it? Valerius Crypto, Corn about to pop off.
Yeah, look how well that's worked for traditionals, too.
Yeah.
Brian Screech in the live chat saying Bitcoin currently cracking all-time highs. I thought you all be talking about it. Well, we were. Trust me. As soon as we crossed over it, we were popping the champagne.
But here's the thing: while it's happening, we're already positioned long. Cause that's the point. Like, we're not just celebrating because we're hitting all-time highs. We're already in trades because we were expecting this. Like,
indeed, and trust me, as soon as we breached that all-time high. We were celebrating in the live chat. The bubbly was pouring into the cups, and we're fully engaged in the celebration. So, Brian Screech, you just showed up late, so trust me, we did not sleep on Bitcoin, and of course, we can't talk Bitcoin for straight 2 hours.
For the last 2 years.
Yeah, the entire gap thing is annoying, says Ermith. CME isn't even real Bitcoin, yet their gaps keep messing with us. Yeah, that's It's an interesting phenomenon. It's not necessarily a real thing, like you say, but it seems to be.
I think it goes more to show how wave algorithms work. That they generally will not sit in one spot for just one period of time. You'll usually get that wave effect to where you cover price spreads. So to see a gap is rare.
I see what you mean. Okay.
All right, what else we have? I see Naruto Uzumaki in the live chat saying, what are your thoughts on XML? I think he means XLM, Stellar versus XRP. Do you think XLM will follow XRP price no matter what? Why are the prices so intertwined? It's because the two projects are very much intertwined. I think one of the core XRP developers spun off XLM from XRP. And I do...
No, it's a new project. Essentially, one of the founders left XRP, sued them for some of the money, and then made XLM. They were created around the same time. They are similar in a lot of ways, especially in how they're built. They're built off the same. It's not really a blockchain. I believe it's a. I don't think it's. Is it a block lattice? I don't quite recall exactly how their system is set up, but XRP and XLM are similar in the way their blockchains are designed, and the way they were pre-mined, and they even share founders. So for those various reasons, they're very tightly correlated.
Yeah, and it seems everywhere I go on the internet, the people who shill XRP super hard usually follow up by saying, oh, XLM too. Both of these coins are the official banker coins that are going to revolutionize the financial industry. So these two are the same, the two wings of the one bird that seem to flap everywhere I go on crypto Twitter and other forums. Why? And then I guess why are they intertwined? Or is there? I think you said earlier. Let me scroll up and find it. But it was something to do with. Is there any regulatory action that we have to be concerned about as well? It could be. It could be.
Who knows?
If
no one knows, dude.
I think they might have a similar concern that could apply. That's a security concern. That's applies to one that could apply to the other, so it seems the two do follow in each other's lead. So I would tread carefully on XLM. Alright, Peckham mentioning yes, OMG Live. Alright, Peckham, you're gonna have to elaborate what is so exciting about XVS. Utah asks, where do you guys see Ethereum next year? Up. I don't know what else to say.
1200.
I don't know about next year, but I do think long term Ethereum is going to definitely appreciate as the transition to proof of stake happens. I think the tokenomics of Ethereum
in 5 years
will dramatically change, and yeah, Ethereum 2.0 will very much mean good things for Ethereum price. Peckham 08 says there's a mega 15-minute pump on XVS. Can we pull up XVS? What is XVS?
What the hell is XVS?
Yeah, I'm almost gonna pull up XVS is. I mean,
yeah,
XVX so hot right now.
Yeah, Venus.
I mean,
it's a hot little potato.
$100 million market cap, so it's not a total small fry. I'm not too familiar with it. Let me see here. What markets is it on?
I would say you should probably zoom out, and there's just not much here to say. It's below the baseline. We could get a reversal here, but we'll see.
I think it's one of these Binance Launchpad coins. All right, well that's the Venus for you. What do we have left? Let me cover a few more comments before I get to the final few requests. Dark FTL, how long should you hold Bitcoin and Ethereum? Oh, dude, you're gonna hold it for the rest of your life at this rate. Hodl, hodl, hodl. You haven't learned that yet? Hodl. Hodl. Now, once you have enough for your Lambo.
Yeah, you're basically asking us how to handle all your finances for the rest of your life. I can't tell you, man.
Very carefully.
I don't see Bitcoin going away anytime soon. I do think it's just gonna keep appreciating for the long term. So.
Yeah, always zoom out on your charts.
Yeah, just hodl. It's something that's going to remain scarce, and there will be constantly money coming into the space. I think Bitcoin's going to be permanently appreciating. Will it plateau in price? Sure. But for the meantime, hold is the best advice I can likely give. Robin Waldvigel, so good to back the truck up with CRO for staking and getting the card. All right, well, I'm glad to hear you back in the CRO. Bus up, pick up as many passengers for the big party as you can. Yes, yeah, it's Venus. Vanek proposing another BTC ETF again. York says he's not actually as confident about Link getting targeted as well. Yeah, I'm not too worried about Link getting caught up in this SEC regulatory radar, but we'll see. Challenge Investor, haven't seen you in a while. Challenge Investor, nice to have you back. He says with Justin Gott, who's taking the office of the Kraken Crypto elect. We're kind of spreading out, we're delegating out the duties here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interim lead analyst. Hopefully, the hope is that Justin will be back in a relatively soon manner. But until then, it's me, buddy. I mean, I'm
me.
Closest thing, yeah.
Don't you count me out.
Peck him away. Mega 15-minute minute chart from SXP staking. Okay, maybe that relates to Venus, or maybe SXP is that SXP synthetics? What's SXP?
Swipe.
Swipe, gotcha. Oh, it's the swipe card introducing okay, staking, gotcha. T-Dub, Americans will receive $600 per person and $600 per dependent. Oh, okay, so if you got a few kiddies, they'll get a few bucks too. Still a waste of hodl time, though, annoying me.
Yeah, right. I got news for you. Anybody here who has ever met a kid will tell you they'll eat $600 worth of food in 2 days.
Not even.
Yeah. And kids also want things besides food, too. It's crazy.
Challenge Investor asks, is Theta safe from XRP death? You know what, that's tough to say. We'd probably have to research exactly. But
yeah, you know what? Guys, we cannot tell you who the SEC is going to sue. I do not have that sort of legal experience. None of us do. And frankly, the SEC has been very tight-lipped. I will definitely post news articles as they become available. But I want to nip. I do not want to spend the next 3 months answering questions about is such and such a coin in danger of the SEC. Dude, they're all basically equally in danger unless the SEC has specifically said they're not in danger. That's the truth of it. You know, we don't know anything.
I think the coin stunts have had the most time.
And if you're worried, then you should just sit in Bitcoin and Ethereum. The SEC has opined that Ethereum is not a security. They said the launch was sufficiently decentralized. Their words about sufficiently decentralized launches has been what has caused so many to distribute so much of it, the pre-mine, to the community, and airdrops and stuff like that, because they need to make sure that the SEC is less likely to be up their ass about this and think of it as security or something like that. But the SEC has not actually produced any rules about what makes something sufficiently decentralized or anything like that. They could decide to go after anyone. The thing is, at least with Bitcoin, there's no one to sue. There's no one to go to turn it off, right?
You just have to shut the internet off. They can sue Ripple.
Yeah, they can. And if they can find Satoshi Nakamoto, good luck, right? I mean, plenty of people have tried. So I don't know who they would go after if they wanted to go after Bitcoin. They have said that they're probably not interested in going after Ethereum, but as far as anything else, your guess is as good as mine, folks. I don't know. I just don't.
Yeah,
I like telling anyone.
The older projects, I think, that have had lots of time to distribute out, diffuse into the decentralized web. Likely a little safer. I think the newer upstart projects, not so much. And so it kind of demonstrates that there's
XRP has been around since 2015, so I'm not...
That is true, but they're also one of the most flagrant abusers of, they really almost held no...
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still have billions of dollars in pre-mines sitting around.
Exactly, right? So they're a bit of an edge case. I do think, EOS similar, but EOS clearly managed to breach some decentralized threshold. Maybe they had some ins. Maybe some coins will get the EOS treatment, slap on the wrist, and continue on.
Yeah. Chinese government smoke out on their behalf, I'm sure.
Precisely. Okay. I think that's it for comments. Just be honest, Justin got tapped by the new administration to provide crypto guidance, didn't he? Yep, he's right there. He's hanging with Biden, Kamala right now, whispering sweet nothings.
It's on his word that they came after XRP. He's like XRP first, guys.
Well, now you just put a target on his back. The XRP army is not going to be happy to hear. Justin ratted them out. Jake Rezio, Justin and his anarcho-capitalist buddies went out into their bunkers holding their crypto and gold, waiting for the fall of the Republic. Says Jake Rezio. Good take from Jake Rezio. Yes, he did in fact go underground. He's currently in some deep underground military base, tinkering away, waiting for the fall of civilization. Let's see here. GBU says, just change your name to Cracking Crystal Ball Cryptocurrency. Yeah. Well, sometimes we definitely look like we're...
I've got a great idea for a crystal ball company. I will rename us to Palantir. No one's used that one, right?
Yeah, never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just review to see if there's anything I missed.
Outstanding one.
Okay, I do have a couple of requests. Let's do the last couple of requests before we move and maybe into the news and go to wrap. Give everybody an opportunity to sneak their last few requests in. But we have one here that came from Michael. He asked for GNO USD. I think that's Genosis.
I'm gonna have to say Genosis. I suppose there is a chance we could bounce from this spot. There does seem to be some support here, but I think most likely we are going to fall much lower and maybe retest this consolidation area right here. I kind of like this. Where's my box? See consolidation here, resistance, support. You know, we've bounced off the support area several times here. Boom, boom, boom. At least until we break this daily trend, I would not long this. Okay, I would assume that it's going to keep dropping in this spot. Yeah, so try and snatch it up in this area. Or if we get a break of this trend, then that would make sense. Something. If we break up, we start to do that. Well, then, of course, you'll want to take. What's next?
All right, thank you, Michael, for the GNO USD request. We haven't done Theta yet, have we?
No.
All right, T-Dub asking for Theta. This is definitely an up-and-comer this season. This is one of the hardest coins, I guess, of the season, if you ask me.
Definitely of the last couple months. He's saying he got a signal on Theta on the hourly, so.
I see what he's talking about. We do have this break of the downtrend here that looks kind of nice. I could see that. I could see that long. We're above zero on an oscillator. All systems go with our momentum and volatility. We broke this trend line. On lower time frames, I would definitely rather be long here than short here. This makes sense. You can also think of this as a triple bottom. 1, 2, tiny little 3. Boom, pop up.
I mean, yeah, you could even look at
3-hour long signal too.
Yep.
Probably at the end of.
That's a bull pennant to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Theta here for a lower time frame long. On upper time frames, it looks a little overextended. Moria. It kind of looks a little overextended here, and we could easily just get a retest down here, and then continuation. And this is the Theta Bitcoin. As far as Theta USDT, as we all know, that just made a new all-time high. This looks more bullish, though, doesn't it?
I think it looks good.
Yeah. So far, this trend is holding strong. Similar 3-hour long here. And then, of course, this is sort of following Bitcoin here, where this is making a new high and Bitcoin is. So I do like the Theta USDT long on lower time frames. We're not quite there yet, I think, for us to be able to take a PTP signal. Yeah, we'll probably need another update or so, but once our oscillator confirms it, gives us a cross up, it'll be good.
Okay, let me just quickly review if there's any further requests that came in. If not, we're going to get into the news because I have quite a few articles lined up here. Challenge Investor suggests to learn about Theta. It's the most amazing crypto tech and very decentralized with thousands of nodes. Alright, sounds good. Definitely look into Theta. What else do we have here? Yorick trying to get 1 Bitcoin and 1 Ethereum to stash away for the kids' college or whatever they are at when they're 18. All right, well, good luck to Yorick. Hope you stack those sats. I'm sure the kids will be very thankful within a few years. Daddy was pressing enough to buy Bitcoin when he did. Midwest reminds us.
And then they'll lost it all at the dog track.
Oh boy. Midwest says he made his dad buy Bitcoin at 8K. Yeah, Jason, that worked out pretty good. I'm sure Dad is pretty happy.
He's not pissed about it. And I didn't teach him how to trade or anything or how to use the Coinbase because I just wanted him to sit on it, and it's the best thing he could have done.
I bet he's going to be gloating to his fishing buddies. You know, my boy, he got me into that Bitcoin thing.
I'm no longer a fuck up.
Yep. Andrew, I'm honestly following the news and fundamental. Okay, let me see here.
Basically, everybody that I've told to buy Bitcoin is there was like, what spare money do I have to buy Bitcoin?
Right.
That's the real problem, is that, you know, most of us here are pretty lucky, okay? We have any spare income at all with which to buy and hodl, or we have at some point. Some of you, you know, you made some strategic purchases a while ago and you're writing it. It's even better, you know, because it's a sign you also have intelligence working in your favor and patience. But, you know, so many people don't give a shit about Bitcoin because they're not invested in this future because they don't have any money to have any. You know, it's funny. People always talk about,
like, the average person has no money in their savings right now.
Yeah. People talk about Bitcoin banking the unbanked, and I still have my doubts about that. People have to turn their money over into this other thing. You know, there has to be enough use that they're getting out of it. The transaction fees have to be low enough to make it worthwhile. I just don't see that. You know, I mean, a Bitcoin transaction fee right now is some people's daily salary. I mean, some people unfortunately live off of $1 a day.
Yep, we are fortunate.
Yep. I guess it's either here nor there. But since we were on the topic, you know.
Indeed. So did we get through the theta analysis, or did we interrupt that?
Yeah.
Okay. So theta was covered. All right. This will be the final request before we move into the news, gentlemen. This is GRT coming from Challenge Investor. Let's look at the graph token.
All right. What's Kurt doing?
Great. Not yet.
Maybe. Is this downtrend broken? Downtrend is broken. No. Okay. I think the downtrend is almost broken. This is still a little unsure, but it's starting to shape up. By the way, if you guys go look at Tuesday's show last week, I called this area as the ultimate retracement spot, so you might want to look at that. Yeah, I think this is starting to shape back up for picking this back up.
All right. Well, guys, that is the graph. We have covered all requests. If you did submit a request and I didn't get to it, I missed it by some odd chance, try to get it in there now, and we'll return to it. But if it's not something I missed, I think that's it. We're going to have to wrap up that segment of the show. All right, let me get into the news here. Switching to my browser right now. This one comes to us from CoinDesk. This, of course, is the update. All major mining pools now support Taproot, Bitcoin's biggest upgrade in years. So Binance Pool was one of the latest mining pools, which is run, of course, by one of the crypto's biggest exchanges. It's now preparing to support Taproot. It's a good omen for the next major Bitcoin upgrade. The addition of Binance Pool to the yes column means that all major pools are now on board with the Taproot upgrade. Taproot, of course, is a scaling and privacy change that would be the biggest upgrade to come to Bitcoin in recent years, and it's less controversial, of course, than the last SegWit upgrade that we had a few years ago. So more and more miners are signaling for Taproot. Things are looking good for adopting this, maybe not so significant change, but that is the beauty of Bitcoin. There are no massive changes that suddenly come through. I guess that is, I think, one of my most, what some people find to be a negative with Bitcoin is it's not quick to change or pivot. Really, it's actually very good that Bitcoin is the stoic coin that we can count on, requiring major consensus to ever develop. What do we have here? Yes, earlier.
Can you tell us more about Taproot?
Really, or I was going to get to the next story.
Well, I mean, we're on the topic. I don't know anything really about it.
All right, let's look into Taproot.
Well, we could talk about it if you don't have anything prepared. I'm sorry.
No worries. I imagine this article will have something for me to read, so let me just scroll down a little further. Of course, it's a technical change. It goes hand in hand with Schnorr signature. Schnorr, of course, being a different kind of signature format. I think what Taproot basically does is it's able to use, I guess, a form of like multi-sig in combination with Schnorr to kind of obfuscate, I think, your operations or your operations on the network. So realistically, this is going to add a bit of flexibility to Bitcoin to potentially obscure or obfuscate what it is exactly you're executing on the network. But I would probably have to prepare a little more to kind of explain exactly what Taproot does. With that said, let's get into the next few, because I have quite a few tabs here I actually want to get into. Here's another one from the book of institutions coming in. So we got a NASDAQ listed company is now setting up a Bitcoin fund. Who's the latest? Oh, I think we covered this. This is the Green Pro Capital. Announced plans to set up a Bitcoin fund for investment. Firm confirms its belief that Bitcoin might be the next best thing and a truly reliable store of value. Green Pro Capital, which is GRNQ on the NASDAQ, says that they're going to deploy some of their corporation's assets to diversify into Bitcoin. So yes, the institutions are slowly all coming in and joining the party and grabbing a seat. Next one. This one I want to highlight because we did kind of touch on this. Grayscale reportedly dumps massive stakes in XRP and XLM. So
that's right, dude.
What's up?
We have the mentorship like 8 minutes.
Oh crap!
I'm out. I'll see you guys later.
Go prep, and I will wrap this up very shortly. Grayscale reportedly dumps massive stakes in XRP, XLM. So not just XRP, but XLM too. So for whoever was asking in the chat, why is XLM or is XLM vulnerable to this XRP issue? Well, Grayscale apparently thinks it is, right? That there is, I guess they have their own legal experts, and if they say that, you know what, let's jettison XRP and XLM while we're at it, kind of indicates that XLM could very well be, have similar vulnerabilities on the regulatory front. So be extremely careful moving forward. It seems the whole industry is pivoting away from potentially both of these tokens. So it's a bad day or bad week or more for XRP. So do be careful, guys. Next. Coinbase. This is breaking news, by the way. This supposedly just came out. Coinbase is now getting sued for obtaining commissions from illegal XRP sales. So SF-based Coinbase hit with a class action lawsuit. I was wondering who filed. Okay, so it's class action over receiving commissions from illicit XRP sales. The plaintiff alleges that the number of U.S. cryptocurrency
is the plaintiff just the XRP army?
Could be Thomas, but it's represented by this Thomas Sandoval guy. But indeed, I imagine a lot of U.S. investors are not going to be too happy and could very well be joining this. Any kind of recourse that they could get, I understand they're looking for it. But yeah, he alleges that the number one U.S. cryptocurrency exchange knew that XRP was a security under federal securities laws, but chose to continue to offer the token to its customers and charge commissions from its trades. In the complaint, he further claims Coinbase gained an unwarranted competitive advantage over other digital assets that only sold commodities. Wow. So indeed, now Coinbase is getting sued for even having listed and sold this crap to their clients. So people are unhappy about that. Next. More damage to Ripple as Bittrex deletes XRP. Yep, Bittrex is the latest to grow a growing list of exchanges, removing XRP from its platform. Bittrex is now jettisoning XRP, so don't want to keep hammering this story home. Don't want to beat a dead horse, because trust me, this horse is now pretty much dead. But yes, another exchange now delisting XRP. Press F in the chat for the Ripple boys. XRIP. So,
XRIP.
here we go. And another one. I know I said I wouldn't beat this dead horse, but this came across earlier today as well. Genesis users woke up to an email today informing them that the firm has suspended XRP trading and lending. So Genesis is now officially jettisoning XRP as well. That list just keeps growing, guys. So bad news on the XRP front. Finally, this is the last one I have lined up, and this one is also from the books. From the book of institutional investment or big money coming into our space. This particular billionaire says he's ready to take over the Hamptons once Bitcoin hits 150K. So this is Social Capital CEO Chamath Palihapitiya has spilled some beans about his audacious goals for this Bitcoin bull run in a series of recent tweets when the largest crypto hit 150K. This billionaire says he's ready to take over the Hamptons, a cluster of beach villages and towns and for wealthy New Yorkers. I see. So this guy has aspirations of New York dominance. He wants to turn widely expensive buildings into sleepaway summer camps for kids and create working farms. So he's a bit of an altruistic philanthropist type of Bitcoin billionaire. Bitcoin goes to 150K. He's going to buy the Hamptons. All right, and convert them.
I dig it.
All right, I like it. Good guy. Apparently aspirations to do something big with his Bitcoin fortune. So this
something different.
I like to hear billionaires have been stacking sats too, right? We're all in this together. The man is onto something clearly. I hope other billionaires take the lead and take his lead and pick up some BTC of their own. All right, guys, let's hop back over here. Jason isn't sharing either. All right, no big deal.
I was.
Well, I think you got kicked out. All right, guys, that about covers it. It's been a good show. Shoutouts to everybody who joined us. Sorry we couldn't get to any more requests. We do have the mentorship session coming up. And
right, as for Bitcoin, guys, I mean, we're at all-time highs here. I mean, don't jump the gun here. Let it do what it's going to do. Don't think you have to short everything that's coming. Like, I'm seeing a lot of people trying to call tops here. And how has that worked out for you in the last weeks? Like, it's just not working. When we're above the 60 hold, don't look for shorts. This thing could get crazier. Just let it keep going. Take your trades day to day. I mean, look at the trades we're putting out in the group. Like, they've been nice long signals, just catching all of these waves, and we're mostly in and out to the point right now we're just letting percentages of other trades run at this point. So we're in no loss situations, just building wealth.
Well said, well said. And shoutouts to T-Dub, Wally, Naruto Uzumaki, and many, many more in the live chat. You know how you all. Bless you all. Thank you all for joining us for yet another installment in Breaking Bitcoin Market Update.
Well, and we're going to have to start doing this a little bit more often, especially with the volatility that we're getting, is just take a moment of silence at the end of each stream for all those people out there with their leverage at 100x.
Indeed, indeed. Trade responsibly, guys. There's not much more I can say. I see a bit of chatter about Taproot. Indeed, Andreas and Gibioli Paul points out, Andreas Antonopoulos has a Taproot video that goes over it very well. Taproot, Schnorr, and TapScript. Yep, definitely leave it to the experts. Andreas Antonopoulos is the big brain that will probably be the most competent at explaining what Taproot does. He's definitely a good thinker in this space. So shout outs to all those guys. I'm sorry we couldn't do Cardano or where was it? A few other requests, guys. Sorry, those have to wait till tomorrow. We do have a mentorship session to get to. This is it. Signing out for tonight. Cheers, guys.
Trade safely, everyone.
We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, boys.